Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to our next math lesson. Before we begin the actual lesson for comparing, I'd like you to take a look at this little board that I have here. And in the middle it says compare. So if you would like to do this with me, I would say pause and go get your connecting cubes and then come back. Okay. So right here I have 7 purple, all right, 7 purple boxes or cubes, okay? So there's 4, 5, 6, and 7, okay? All right, so here's 7. On this side, I have some red. Let's count and see how many red that I have, all right? And you can pick another color of your cubes and put them together as I count. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I have 7 purple and 5 red. Okay, so look at, let me move this closer. There we go. All right, so let's look at this and compare them. Let's talk about them. Okay, first we'll say we do have 2 groups, all right, 2 groups of cubes. Now, which group has more? Tell your adult helper, or just say it out loud. That's right, purple. Which group has fewer or less? Say the answer out loud. That's right, the red. Okay, now here is my question. How many more does purple have than red? Well, let's see. We can kind of draw a line here across. All right, I know it's not even, but we can agree here that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 purple and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red. Correct? Okay. So purple has how many more than red? Count and say it out loud. That's right, 2 more. 2 more than red. All right. How many fewer cubes of red are there than purple? How many less does red have? 2 fewer. Right. So today's lesson is going to be about comparing groups, okay? So we are going to compare some groups, and the essential question, as I like to remind everybody every day, is how do you subtract numbers? So believe it or not, when you are subtracting, you really are comparing groups, okay? So let's do a little math warm-up, but before I go to the math warm-up, I would suggest that you can keep the cubes with you, get your math text, okay, and get your whiteboard and marker. I think that's always good to have, all right, and a pencil. And when you're ready, hit play again, okay? Okay, so our problem of the day. This is where your whiteboard will come in handy. All right, remember what I said, we always listen to the math story first before we start working on it. It says to draw a diagram to solve. Micah painted 5 picture frames. She gave 1 frame to her mom and 2 frames to her friends. How many picture frames does she have left? All right, so let's draw a picture frame, okay? And they can be either, actually picture frames nowadays can be many different shapes. They could be squares or rectangles. Some can even be circles, but today I'm just going to do a combination of rectangles and squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So there's 5. She gave one to her mom. Okay, so we're going to X that out. And 2 frames to her friends. 1, 2. How many picture frames does she have left? 1, 2. Now, so we know that she gave a total of 3. I would like you, looking at this picture, our math picture here, I'd like you to pause and to print the subtraction number sentence for this story. Pause and come back and check. Okay, so we know there were 5, right? And that she gave away 3 altogether. That's right, and she has 2 left. Good job. All right. Okay, now let's look at our next. Okay, now this one, it said Paul had 5 apples. He ate 2 apples. Draw a diagram to show how many apples Paul has left. Okay, so here we go. You draw apples. Now, I'm just going to draw 5 circles. If you want to put a little stem on it, you can. Oh, that's a big fat one. 3, 4, and 5. Okay. All right. He ate 2. 1, 2. How many apples does he have left? That's right. Good job. 3 apples left. All right. Now, let's go. Now, it says we're going to explore using objects to compare 2 groups to find the difference. Now, I already did that with that last picture of the blocks, the purple and the red, okay? So here we have some more connecting cubes, all right? So let's see, 4. I'm going to take 4 blue cubes. All right, I'm going to connect them. 1, 2. You could do this with your connecting cubes too. 3, 4. And then I'm going to take 7 yellow. So of your second set of connecting cubes, make them 7 of them. 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So now look at your cubes. I want you to take the group that has more and raise it up. Okay. Now, I'd like you to take in your other hand the group that has fewer and hold it in front of you. Good job. Okay. How many more does I'm going to say my yellow. How many more does my yellow have than blue? How many more? Well, here's another way that we can check, and maybe you did this in kindergarten. I'm going to lay my cubes like I have here next to each other, all right? And I'm going to show, all right, these match up. They both have the same here, all right? This group that sticks out past the other group of cubes is how many more yellow I have. But guess what? How many fewer blue do I have than yellow? 1, 2, 3. That's right. 3 fewer blue than yellow. All right. Okay, now I would like you to open up your math book, all right, and turn it to page 147, and you have those great the picture there of the parrots and the monkeys, okay? Looks like a very happy jungle. Now, with your connecting cubes, all right, I would like you to place one color on the parrots. I'm going to use red, and I'm going to place the red ones on one on each parrot. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to take my yellow and put 1 on each monkey. 1, 2. Now, if you notice over here, I'm trying to move it because it keeps going up there. Over here, it has an arrow that points to the monkey. Okay, they would like to know how many monkeys are there. So for me, I'm going to count my yellow cubes. 1, 2. Okay, there are 2 yellow monkeys. How many parrots? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parrots. Which is the larger number? Put your finger on it. Okay, yes, the birds. There's 4 birds. Circle the 4 because that is the larger number. Okay. We're not done yet. We can still do so much with this picture. Okay, they would like to know how many more parrots are there than monkeys? Well, there's a couple of different ways that we could do this, okay? I could move the cubes, all right? There's 4. Remember we said there are 4 parrots. I'm sorry, yeah, 4 birds they put, they're parrots. And 2 monkeys. So I could do this and compare the counting cubes, the connecting cubes, right? So there's 2 more birds than monkeys, all right? I could also write a subtraction number sentence. 4 minus 2 monkeys equals 2 more birds than monkeys. But now I also would like to know how many fewer monkeys are there? Well, there are 2 fewer monkeys. Okay, so that's how we're going to work with our math today. And you can turn to the See and Show page. And this one, they have zebras and elephants. And it says you can subtract to compare groups. Now, in this particular one, they put there are 6 zebras. And notice they have yellow counters for the zebras. And there are 2 elephants. Here's the red ones. How many more zebras are there than elephants? Well, right here, say what they've done to help too is they've X'd out. Like I drew a line to match them. They've done the X. They X'd them out. But watch what we do here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they want us to also figure it out with a subtraction number sentence. So 6. How many monkeys? Oh, wrong page. Sorry, boys and girls. How many elephants are there? There's 2. Okay. They want to know how many more zebras are there than elephants. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 more zebras. Ooh, bad 4. And then they want to know how many fewer elephants. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Let's do a better one here. There are 4 fewer elephants. So yes, I do know that you can, it's the same number, but when they're asking the question, that's what's different, okay? It depends on how you answer. So if they said, how many more zebras, you would have to say 4 more zebras. Or if they said, well, how many fewer or less elephants? 4 fewer elephants, okay? All right. Now let's continue on, all right, with our next one. Here's it showed the subtraction, okay? And there's the math sentence. Okay, Whoops. Now, they would like us to use our counters to write a subtraction number sentence and write how many more or fewer, okay? So now what they've done for number 1 is they have put the label in and they have the lines here for us already, okay? So you would only need to have your counters or your connecting cubes, all right? So there are 7 giraffes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there are 2 rhinos. 1, 2. How many more? There we go. How many more giraffes are there than rhinos? Okay. So once again, all right, they have X'd out the circles to show that they're the same quantity here and here, okay? Now, so we started with 7. So we have 7. How many rhinos? There are 2. Okay. How many more giraffes? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 more giraffes than rhinos, okay? And there are 5 fewer rhinos than giraffes, but they are asking for the giraffe here, okay? All right, so, and there, they put the answers there for us to look. What happens when you compare equal groups? Well, let's try that. I would like you to take 3 counters in one color and 3 counters in another color and put them together. Okay. Are there any more than the other? No, because they're equal. So there's no more, fewer, or there's no fewer or no less and no more, okay? So if you had red and blue, red is the same amount as blue, so it's 0, okay? All right, hopefully with my tongue tied, I didn't get you confused. Okay, so on your own, for the next 5 of them, okay, you're going to use your counters to help you with subtraction number sentences. And then you're going to write how many more or fewer, depending on what they're asking, okay? And the labels are already there. So I will read the question, you pause, solve it, and come back and check your answer. Number 2, there are 5 leopards. There are 3 gorillas. How many fewer gorillas are there than leopards? Pause. That's right, 2 fewer gorillas. Number 3, 9 butterflies are black, 5 butterflies are yellow. How many fewer butterflies are yellow than black? Pause and solve. There are 4 fewer butterflies. And if you need to fix your answer or finish, please make sure you pause. Don't let this go on. Just, pause it and then fix it. Number 4, there are 6 tigers. There are 2 cheetahs. How many more tigers are there than cheetahs? Pause and solve. Four more tigers. All right, number 5. There are 8 elephants. There are 4 lions. How many fewer lions are there than elephants? Pause it now. 4 fewer lions. And number 6, there are 9 monkeys and 8 parrots in a tree. How many more monkeys are there than parrots? Pause. and 1. Okay, now let's look at our right math. How can you use subtraction to compare groups? How can you use it? Well, we can, subtract, right, to compare. Subtract the number of objects in each group, okay? Oops, sorry, in each group, okay? And then you would know which group, depending on what you're asking, what you're asked for, you would know is one thing fewer or more. So you subtract the number of objects in each group, okay? And you would find your answer. Okay, so boys and girls, for comparing, all right, we will go over this again when we meet. You can also continue to practice with the homework page if you'd like. And don't forget, do the next page in your math warm-up, all right? Okay, good job again today, boys and girls. All right, see you soon.